There are many things to admire about Corey Sjoquist, but to read his resume, you understand his top priority. It's his family. Above his education, professional experience, and community engagement, it lists the following: husband and father of 4. He goes on to say, keeping UWL in the family, married to Stacy, a UWL alum, 3 sisters, 1 sister-in-law, and 1 brother-in-law, all UWL alums. Corey is a proud double alum, and in his work as Director of Admissions, he manages a team that recruits, admits, and enrolls students at our great university. While the pool of high school students continue to decline throughout the state, Corey and his team are recruiting academically talented students in record numbers. In 2017, he was recognized as the Admissions Professional of the Year by the Wisconsin Association for College Admission Counseling. He's so committed, even his license plates read, "Go to UWL." According to pastors Jonathan and Jean Schmidt from Our Savior's Lutheran Church in West Salem, Corey has not merely held these positions at UWL as a job, but sees his work as a way to make a real difference in the lives of countless young people. We are grateful to Corey, but also to UWL for preparing and sending forth a leader into this place. Congratulations.
Thank you, Kara. Good morning. I am humbled, I am honored, and I'm excited to be a 2019 Rada Distinguished Alumni Award recipient. It is a privilege to be acknowledged alongside the other recipients today, and I want to congratulate each and every one of you. Sharon, Linda, Wally, Angie, and Pamela, you are inspirations to all of us. In January 1993, I was in my freshman year at UWL and starting the spring semester. My class schedule that term included Biology 101, and my professor for that class was Dr. Rada. I would have never guessed at that time that I would become a UWL Alumni Award recipient, let alone winning an award created by my biology professor. The phrase student success is commonly used today on college campuses. I can tell you with absolute certainty that Dr. Rada's teaching approach and classroom created an environment fostering student success long before student success was a buzzword in higher education. While he challenged the students in the class, he provided significant support, and I recall the many review sessions that he provided to help us understand the material. Dr. Rada's commitment extended far beyond the students in his classroom. He and Jane have been 2 of the most kind and generous individuals with their time, their talents, and their gifts. Michelle Thorman from the physical therapy department recently shared that we all should take a lesson from Ron and Jane regarding how to make the most of our retirement. She hit the nail on the head. I truly value each and every conversation with Ron and Jane, and am thankful for how they continue to identify ways to make UWL a better place. A friend of mine recently asked how I could win the Rada Award. I told him I asked myself the same question. He responded, "But Corey, you graduated from UWL in 1996, and that is more than 20 years ago. You can't get that award." I asked Janie Morgan and Kelly Frigo the same question, somewhat worried. They assured me that I earned my master's degree in 2003, and that is less than 20 years ago, so I meet the criteria. Wouldn't that be embarrassing if I was presented with the award and then it was taken away all on the same day? Thank you to Janie and Kelly and Kelsey and Vicki from the Alumni Association. Your efforts to align the work of the Alumni Association with the foundation and the campus have resulted in a partnership allowing all 3 to grow stronger. Thank you to Dr. Brokaw and Kara Penoyer for serving as MCs of today's program. I have had the honor of serving as the MC for the Alumni Awards program in the past. In fact, 7 years ago, I was serving as the MC during the same week that I was interviewing for the Director of Admissions position. I felt as though my MC role that day was an extension of my formal interview, as Chancellor Gao and Provost Morgan were sitting in the front row watching me closely, very much like today, again. It was an honor to be hired as the Director of Admissions at my alma mater, and I hope that my service to UWL has met the expectations of the Chancellor's Cabinet. I would also like to thank Associate Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Dr. Sandy Grunwald, for her nomination of me for this award. Sandy's commitment to UWL and her tireless work makes it a real joy to collaborate in the enrollment management initiatives in place on campus. The Rada Award also includes scholarships for students, and my wife Stacy and I had the opportunity to identify recipients. We used a few different strategies to identify the recipients, but it quickly became evident that selecting a Vanguard made good sense. The Vanguard organization is made up of students that volunteer their time to provide campus tours and assist with the university recruitment efforts. I had the privilege to be a Vanguard as a student and then later serve as the Vanguard advisor. For years, the Vanguards have been an amazing group of students dedicated to sharing with prospective students why they love their campus. And without the Vanguards, we would not be nearly as successful in our recruitment efforts. Isabel Ortiz and Aiden Murphy are the Vanguards that we selected to receive the Rada Scholarship Award, and I'm thankful that Aiden and Isabel are able to join us today. Isabel and Aiden are examples of UWL students that have immersed themselves in the opportunities available while volunteering and giving back to make this an amazing campus. Please take time to speak with Isabel and Aiden today. They are shining examples of our students at UWL, and when they graduate, it will be an honor to have them join the ranks of UWL alums. While growing up on our family dairy farm in Minnesota, it took me too long to learn not to ask the question, "Are we done yet?" The reality was that the work was never done, and there was always more to do. Asking the "Are we done yet?" question often resulted in being assigned more work. Although that may have been frustrating earlier in my life, I find myself now in my professional career looking to see what more can be done, and that settling for good enough is never acceptable. It was a great start to the fall semester at UWL. We celebrated record overall enrollment, including the largest and most diverse freshman class in the history of UWL. The size of the freshman class broke a record that had stood for 40 years. However, we still have work to do as we attempt to reach students across the state of Wisconsin, throughout the Midwest and beyond, to identify students that have the potential to be amazing college students and our future leaders. We need to encourage and assist them to see that college is an option and create a path for them to find UWL. The work to recruit, admit, enroll, retain, and graduate our students is never ending and truly requires a campus-wide involvement. My family also served as an example that you don't simply live in a community. It is your responsibility to become part of that community. Whether that is your school, your church, your service organization, or any other role, you must help build that community and not expect others to do that work. I struggled during my first semester at UWL, especially as the first in my family to go to college. At times, I felt like I was the most homesick student on campus. There were many tearful phone calls home. It wasn't until it hit me in the spring semester that I was simply living and going to school at UWL. I hadn't fulfilled my responsibility to become part of the UWL community. It was transformational after I started getting involved. UWL soon became my home. Within a few months, I was giving campus tours and meeting so many others that had made the decision to embrace all that UWL had to offer. I look back on that first semester and am astonished how I became involved, I graduated, and have spent the last 23 years promoting UWL. Some of my most meaningful work today is when I am meeting with prospective students that are the first in their family to attend college and guiding them through the admission and enrollment process. A number of my family members are here today, including my parents, Mark and Cindy, my sister Monica, UWL class of 2000, my sister Molly and her husband Ryan, both UWL class of 2007, my sister Maggie, class of 2010, my wife Stacy is also an alum, class of 1997. UWL runs through our family tree. 3 of our 4 children are here today, Elliot, Graham, and Mabel. Our oldest Liam is running in a cross-country meet this morning in Wausau. He should be done and hopefully had a good running time today too. I thank them for their support, especially Stacy. We have created a partnership that allows us to pursue our professional careers while raising a family. I often wonder why Stacy agreed to marry me. Being the wife of an admissions director who is always worried about meeting enrollment targets is not easy. Perhaps when she questions marrying me, she may now at least say, well, at least he's a Rada recipient. Thank you to the admissions staff that tirelessly worked to promote UWL, especially Scott Johns and Sam Pierce that served with me on the leadership team. I couldn't do this without you. Thank you to the UWL faculty, staff, and students that have helped recruit new students. It truly is a university-wide effort, and it is remarkable to have so many partners across the campus involved. UWL provided me with the community that I needed to become part of. It provided me a place to continue to find work that needed to be completed. It played a significant role in making me who I am today, and I will be forever thankful. Finally, I have the opportunity in my position to regularly meet with prospective students and families to share the benefits of attending UWL and why this is a great place to continue their education. The experiences and accomplishments of today's award recipients will become part of the story that I share with future students. Congratulations to my fellow award recipients. You make me proud to be part of UWL. Thank you.